There once was a young man named Rahul. He was around 30, but there was always a kind of emptiness in his heart. He had a job, a family, yet he wasn't happy. Everyday life felt like a burden to him. One day, he told his friend, "I don't know why, but small problems gnaw at me from within. I'm always afraid. What if I lose my job tomorrow? What if my family gets angry with me? What if my efforts fail?" His friend sighed and said, "You get agitated over everything. If you want, you can go to that wise sage in the bamboo grove. Everyone says he can alleviate people's mental unrest." Rahul didn't believe it at first, but a few days later, as his problems escalated, he found himself walking into the bamboo grove one afternoon. Inside the grove, there was a soft rustling sound in the air. The mix of darkness and light created a strange peace. There sat an old man, wearing a simple cap, a flute in his hand. Rahul approached him and said, "Grandfather, I am in great distress. I break down at the slightest problem. Please tell me, how can I find peace?" The old man initially gave no answer. He closed his eyes and began to play a tune on his flute. In that melody, it felt as if the surrounding bamboo trees were swaying. After a while, he opened his eyes and said, "Do you see the bamboo? How it sways when a storm comes?" Rahul nodded and said, "Yes, but it doesn't break." The old man smiled gently. "Exactly. Bamboo isn't rigid, but flexible. That's why the storm cannot defeat it. Storms will come into your life too. If you try to be rigid like a strong tree, you will break. But if you are like bamboo, you will sway, but you won't break." The old man suddenly cut a small bamboo shoot and gave it to Rahul. He said, "Plant this in the ground." Rahul did so. Then the old man said, "Now hold it tightly." No matter how hard Rahul tried, the bamboo swayed but did not break. He exclaimed in surprise, "This is just a small bamboo, yet it's not breaking." The old man laughed and said, "Because bamboo doesn't resist. It accepts the direction of the wind. That is its strength." The old man then became serious and said, "Listen, Rahul. You cannot deny problems in life. Instead, accept problems, just as bamboo accepts the wind. If you fight every problem as an enemy, you will become exhausted. But if you consider problems as teachers of life, then you will learn how to survive." Rahul listened intently. He felt as if a great burden was slowly becoming lighter. The sun was setting. The old man said one last time, "Remember, a person breaks only when they make their mind rigid and inflexible. But a mind that is flexible is the strongest. Be like bamboo. Sway, but don't break." Rahul emerged from the bamboo grove with a calm mind. He felt that perhaps his problems wouldn't end overnight, but now he knew how to live with those problems. This story teaches us that life's problems never end. Sometimes the anxiety of a job, sometimes family pressure, sometimes social scorn. There will always be something. But if problems are seen not as enemies, but as teachers, then problems will build us, not break us. Just as a bamboo sways in a storm but remains standing, we too must be flexible. Because standing rigidly does not mean surviving. True strength is to remain calm even amidst problems without losing one's balance.